up on the college football postgame show powered by Ram, we will have the trophy presentation for the 2017 SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs right after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the college football postgame show powered by Ram.
And you can tell we are in the state of Georgia. The Bulldogs, SEC champions for the first time since 2005, defeating Auburn 28-7, 3 weeks after losing large on the road. As we welcome you to the college football postgame show powered by Ram. The trophy ceremony in moments tonight on CBS begins with Kevin Can Wait, Man with a Plan, and NCIS New Orleans, followed by a new edition of 48 Hours Tonight, only CBS. I know a man with a plan. It was Kirby Smart, and they flipped the script on Auburn from that first meeting. Adam Circa, Rick Neuheisel, and Brian Jones back with you. Georgia, 28-7, rolling.
A total reversal of the first meeting. In that ballgame, Auburn could do no wrong. Georgia could, and then Georgia beat the tiger crap out of Auburn.
It's the first time since 2001 we've seen a reversal of fortunes when we had a rematch here in Atlanta. That year LSU did it. This year Georgia does it. Guys, they got outgained 250 yards the first meeting. Today, 160 in the positive favor. Jake Fromm was unbelievable. Really total team effort. Exciting for Georgia as they head to the playoffs.
And so exciting for Kirby Smart. Back at his alma mater. Year 2, SEC champs. And yes, on their way to the playoff.
Well, you know, you get smashed in the mouth, you can either curl up in a fetal position, you can say, next time we get a shot at those guys, we're going to do something about it. They went back to the drawing board. They practiced hard. They knew it was going to be another tough affair. In this one, they owned the line of scrimmage, even giving up the early score. Lesson to yourself, Georgia and Auburn, when you face each other, don't score first. Georgia scored first on the Flames, lost that ball game. Auburn, initial drive, or first drive of the ball game, they score and they lose this one in a big way. So this is a huge testament to that coaching staff, how they picked up the pieces from that loss 3 weeks ago.
46 yards rushing in game 1, this time 240. More than 20 minutes of possession time in the second half. A total domination, taking advantage of some mistakes. And let's give credit to Auburn. It was a heck of a season. Their style of play was not available to them today. No excuses, but Georgia took advantage of that.
Taron Johnson, not 100%. Jarrett Stidham started the game 10 for 12, finished 6 for 20 as Georgia held Auburn over 200 yards below their total game average. And so Georgia is now thinking, all right, I ask you, where do you think they'll be in the final rankings depending on what else happens tonight? You pointed out something very smart. They don't care.
They do not care. Wherever the plane goes, they're happy to get off it. It'll be exciting for them. Listen, nice common options to have, Sugar Bowl or Rose Bowl.
And, of course, they'll have some scouting to do tonight. But right now, it is time to head down to the field and join Allie LaForce with the Georgia Bulldogs, the 2017 SEC champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 SEC champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. It takes a full team effort to win a championship, there's no doubt about that. But we're going to start with our MVP, and that is Roquan Smith. Everybody, let's give it up for Roquan. Roquan, congratulations. We know Kirby loves defense. You made him proud out there. Auburn scored on the opening drive. They didn't score again. How special is this defense?
Very special. You know, week in, week out, we prepared for it. We knew everything from last game. We pretty much gave to them, and we just was determined this game, if they got something on our defense, they was going to earn it. And it's a special feeling. I can't thank those guys enough in the back.
What makes this team not just an SEC champion, but a national champion team?
Just all we've been through, and we play for each other. It means more when you play for the man next to you. And just having that deep inside, knowing your why, and it just makes you go even further than you can think.
Congratulations again.
Sure. Congratulations.
Coach Smart, how do you describe what it's like not only to win an SEC championship in your second year, but for your alma mater?
Well,
Give it up for Rope.
Hey, you guys have more games to play. Keep the stage together, okay?
First off, I want to thank these fans. They have traveled across the country. They have been all over the place to turn out and turn it up for these dogs. We appreciate you more than you know. Now, I'd also like to thank the University of Georgia administration, President Moorhead, Greg McGarity, all the athletic support staff, and these seniors on this team are special. They are special people.
Congratulations again, Coach. Now I turn it over to SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey.
Thank you, Allie. Let me say first, thank you to our hosts at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, who tonight hosted the greatest fans in college football, fans of the Southeastern Conference. We offer our congratulations to Auburn University for a great game today and a great season, and wish them well during the postseason. And now it's my privilege to present the 2017 SEC Football Championship Trophy to Coach Kirby Smart, the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
And there it is. In just his second year, Kirby Smart has Georgia on top of the SEC. And now he'll go after a national championship in the college football playoff. The Dogs joining Oklahoma and USC as Power 5 conference champions already this season. Tonight brings Clemson against Miami and Wisconsin against Ohio State. But the celebration is on here in Atlanta and across the state of Georgia. We will get you caught up on an incredible championship Saturday as the college football postgame show powered by Ram continues. We are back here on the college football postgame show powered by Ram. Auburn fans started to file out around the 10-minute mark after they punted. The Georgia party is starting to head to the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. But a lot of the players soaking this in, including Jake Fromm, this freshman quarterback who, hey, just one loss on the year to the team he beat tonight 3 weeks ago. And talk about growing up fast, Coach.
Well, 9 for 10 in the first half, an outstanding start to the game. And you have to give a lot of credit to Jim Chaney, who I think cobbled together a beautiful plan for him, knows what he likes. At the end of the game, they went back to the back shoulder world. It was a thing to behold.
That's your favorite world.
Hey, listen, you can't define back shoulder. You can only appreciate it. Here he finds Terry Godwin in the end of the corner right there. Now the two-point play. Javon Wims on the other side. I mean, just beautiful stuff. Guys, 16 for 22. Got no turnovers, and this is a freshman. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is, and what complements his performance was the running game. 1.4 yards per carry, the first installment of this matchup. Today, almost 6 yards per carry. This offensive line was outstanding. They shuffled that bad boy, and they came up and played great here this afternoon. So it was a well-rounded performance on the offensive side of the ball. He got the tight end involved, did Fromm. He got the wide receivers involved. Everyone came to play, and it showed.
But I'm still amazed. I know Auburn had a couple injuries. I realize location. Jordan-Air, those odd-numbered years, it gets crazy when Auburn hosts Georgia and hosts Alabama. But how did that man, Kirby Smart, flip the script so well?
Well, he had a little incentive by a little soundtrack that said we kicked the dog crap out of him.
Right.
You can play that. But ultimately, it goes back to doing what the fundamental things require, which is playing in the trenches with pad level, and it was there today. They played brilliantly.
Well, Auburn missed its opportunities. Georgia missed some opportunities in the first meeting. Auburn missed some opportunities. They were 1 and 3 in the red zone. Georgia went 4 or 5 down there. You have to block field goal. You have Kerryon Johnson with the big fumble there in the second half. Looked like that was going to be a seminal moment for Auburn. They needed to get down and score, and they were moving the ball all afternoon long, but yet yet they couldn't punch it in. They couldn't kick field goal. So they shot themselves in the foot, a turnabout, as opposed to the last time they hooked up.
They could not afford those mistakes given the loss of Kerryon Johnson's effectiveness. They were going to have to play perfect. They did not. They missed opportunities in the red zone, as Brian just pointed out, and you fall behind a team that really started to feel it, especially with the running game in the second half.
Yeah, they started to feel it, and once they started to feel it, they started to run the ball more and more. And so you talk so much about Sony Michel, who we did see leave this game. Nick Chubb, of course, second all-time now in the SEC, but DeAndre Swift had the big exclamation point late in this thing, too.
That is how Georgia has rolled all season long. They keep pounding the rock, just like Kirby Smart witnessed when he was the DC in Alabama. They want to continue to punch you for 4 quarters. Can you withstand that onslaught? And they're going to bring fresh legs in there. There's going to be a running back by committee, and you're going to have to stop those fresh legs and those old legs. But they won the trenches today. That was the key to their victory.
And the SEC East better take notice, because this is going to go on for a while. This recruiting class right now for Georgia is one of the tops in the country. They have the #1 quarterback right now, Justin Fields, committed. It's going to be exciting around this place.
It's pretty crazy. 3 straight years where they get an amazing quarterback coming in as a freshman. So maybe they're running out a little bit of room on there, too. We'll see what Jacob Eason does maybe in the offseason. But that's a whole while from now. In the meantime, we got to see who Georgia might be playing down the line in the playoff. And we know Oklahoma is on their way. They were #3 to start the day. Baker Mayfield and company, BJ blowing it open against TCU.
Kyle Hicks fumbling here. Darius Anderson, their star running back. Kyle Hicks, he's a star too, but he's been #2 this season, and he lays it on the turf. Caleb Kelly with the scoop and score. Mark Andrews has been outstanding all year long. 7 touchdown grab on the year. One of Baker Mayfield's favorite part. Everyone's his favorite target. Marquise Hollywood Brown here with the grab. And Baker doing his thing, having a blast out there at AT&T Stadium.
Baker Mayfield now 41 touchdowns on the year. They score 41 on TCU. It's the most points that the Horned Frogs had allowed all season. Again, this was a close game that they blew open. They came into the day ranked #3. You look at the rankings now. You know the #2 spot is opening up. #1's going to play #7 in a few minutes. #4 is going to play 8 in a few minutes. The left side of that screen, you win, you're in. All right? And Sugar or Rose are the semifinal locations. So there's a lot of teams who want to be #1 if location would favor them, especially some of the teams like Clemson, like Georgia from the southeast.
You would have to think if Wisconsin wins tonight, they move up to the 3 hole. Oklahoma goes to the 2 hole. Georgia falls to the 4, or climbs to the 4 and gets the matchup with the winner tonight. Now, that's assuming Clemson wins. If Miami gets in there, we have to reshuffle the whole thing again. But again, if you're Georgia, you don't care. You just want to get on a plane and be excited about where you're headed.
The invite is in the mail, or it's on the email. However you want to get it, they are in. They play themselves in a brilliant manner today. This was domination, and Oklahoma did the same thing. Put more points on TCU than they did earlier this season.
Yeah, and there's also this other possibility. Hey, Miami beats Clemson. Ohio State beats Wisconsin. And after a week of everyone weighing Alabama versus Ohio State, they'll suddenly have to weigh Clemson versus Ohio State, unless you're just going to give it to those conference champions, like has always happened except for the Buckeyes last year. One conference champion who won't be in the playoff, but just wrapped up a perfect 12-0 is UCF. And this thing would end up in overtime between the Knights and the Tigers. Mackenzie Milton, and the highest scoring team in the country, had 2 double-digit leads, but Riley Ferguson kept leading them back, tying it up here in the 4th. And now this is double overtime. Otis Anderson, look at the second effort to get in.
Unbelievable job right there.
And then the defense kicks in.
And now Riley Ferguson trying to match him. He throws a pick, this time picked off by Trey Neal, and the Knights preserve their perfect season. They're going to New Year's Day 6, boys.
Unreal, and so much drama in the locker room. Scott Frost, after his post-game press conference where he said he wanted to first talk to his guys, he told his guys the news that since became official, which is that Scott Frost is now taking over at Nebraska, his alma mater. And the coaching carousel, Gary alluded to it already. Gus Malzahn, Arkansas is on line 2, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is a lot that will continue to go on. But, you know, speaking of UCF and Scott Frost, a wonderful job he did there over the last 2 years. And those young men, anyone involved in college football today as a player, they understand it is an enormous business, and these type of things are going to continue to occur.
Nebraska's got to be elated to have a favorite son coming home, a guy with this kind of success this early. And now we'll watch what Willie Taggart does as Florida State tries to fill their vacancy.
The cycle continues, yeah. Jimbo Fisher on his way to A&M to join the fun we have here in the SEC. Georgia Conference champs for 2017. That'll do it for us. We thank you for watching the College Football Postgame Show powered by Ram. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on CBS. A reminder, NFL coverage on CBS kicks off tomorrow at noon Eastern with the NFL Today in its 50th season, followed by regional action. Many will see the Patriots and Bills. And next Saturday, it's the 118th Army-Navy game presented by USAA. Our Army-Navy coverage begins with State Farm College Football Today at 2:30 Eastern on CBS. For all of us in Atlanta, have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs.